Another look at Bounderz. I was kind of underwhelmed with these guys when I saw them yesterday, so let's take another look. Thanks to all my patrons. You guys rock. Baron of Dice, Wybarian. Y'all know what's up. Okay, so we're going to look at Bounderz and the Loon Boss on Giant Cave Squig because they work together. So let's look at the Loon Boss on Giant Cave Squig first. Okay, 5-up save, D6 plus 6 move, so they move the same as the Bounderz with this bad save. I think in the previous edition they had that 4-up save, and now they don't. Now they have a 5-up save instead of a 4-up save, so they're a little bit squishier there. 6 health, 5 control, actually. 5 control is good. I didn't notice this before. Bounderz have 1, but a Loon Boss has 5. So this is like one of those non-monster dudes. So this guy's role is obviously, him and Bounderz are obviously taking objectives. So just a unit of Bounderz and our little friend there is going to be enough to give a 10 control on an objective. So that's relevant. Okay. Moon Kutta or Loon Boss Stabba, 5 attacks, 4s and 4s, 1 rend, 2 damage, but charge plus 1 damage. So we're bumping this up to 3 damage. Massive Fang-filled Gob, 4 attacks, 4s and 3s, 2 rend, D3 damage, and companion. But if you have the Jaws of Mork or whatever it's called, Squigalanche battle formation, it's so funny. Like, are you guys in the same boat as me where it's like, oh no, this is the Jaws of Mork subfaction. No, it's not. It's the Squigalanche battle formation. It's like, great. Like, I gotta like, whatever, get around that sort of mental block or whatever. So reaction, you declare a fight ability for this unit. So when this unit fights, okay, pick a friendly non-hero Squig cavalry unit, so Bounderz, right? That has not used a fight ability this turn and is within this unit's combat range to be the target. The target can be picked to use the fight ability immediately after the fight ability used by this unit has been resolved. If it is picked to do so, add 1 to hit rolls for the target's attacks for the rest of the turn. So this thing fights, and then Bounderz fight with a +1 to hit. +1 to hit is actually good now. +1 to hit in 3rd edition felt bad because we had a lot of command points to use all-out attack. We don't have a lot of command points to use all-out attack. Anything in 4th edition that gives you a command abilities ability, so in this case, +1 to hit rolls, is a lot stronger than it was in 4th. Is a lot stronger. This guy's a lot stronger than he was in 4th. Okay, so let's stick him in the math. 5 attacks, 4, 4, 1, 2. Okay. 1 model, 5, 4, 4, 1, 2. Let's actually change it to 3. We're gonna pretend that we're on the charge here. Okay, so this guy's, ooh, gross. Actually, not a lot of damage at all. 4, 4, 1, 2. Yeah, it's this 4s and 4s thing. You know, even with the D3 damage, he's only dealing like 2 points of damage, 2 to 3 points of damage. Not a ton. But that's not the point of him. The point of him is his 5 control, and then he gets to add the Bounderz in. Oh no, and we also have his other attack profile as well. So what is he again? It's 4 attacks, 4, 3, 2, D3. Oops, I already forgot. 4, 4, 3. No, 4, 3, 2, D3. 4, 3, 2, D3. And this goes up to 5 if it's 4 attacks, 4, 3, 2, D3. 4 attacks, 4, 3, 2, D3. Okay, so again, he's only dealing about 5 damage. He's only dealing about 5 damage. Copy. I wish I could just turn these off. Oh, I can. I can just go like that. Okay. And then Bounderz. 5-up save, 2 health, 1 control, D6 plus 3 move, so they lost a move. All-out attack will be useful, but on very specific Royal Scrolls like Hero Monsters, multiple weapons, a lot of attacks hitting on force. Yeah, like, I'm not saying it's going to be useless. Like, it's obviously not going to be useless, but it's going to be more, like, it's going to be used more selectively. Some armies are going to like it more than other armies, and you'll be like, when do I actually want to use all-out attack? Only when it's important and only on some units. So if you can just get it on Bounderz, then that's good. Okay, so any charge phase... If this unit charged this phase, pick an enemy unit within 1 inch of it to be the target. 2 up D3. It used to be 10 dice. It used to be 4 or it used to be 5 mortal wounds on average. Right? And now it's not. Now it's 2 up D3. So that's fine. All the impact hits all look the same. Okay. Let's see now. Poke and Lance. 3, 4, 4, 1, 1. Okay. So there's 5 models. 3, 4, 4, 1, 1. And then they also get charge plus 1 damage. So we're going to change this to 2 damage because we're going to pretend that we're on the charge. And then the other profile is 3, 4, 3, 1, 1. 5 models. 3, 4, 3, 1, 1. So the Bounderz are going to deal about 8 damage. And then, so it's going to be, we're going to pretend that we also are fighting with the, actually, you know what, maybe we should probably start recording numbers, you know, because that's what we're in the business of. Where's my gits? So this is Loon Boss on Squig. We'll just call him Loon Boss Squig. Right? And this is on the charge. If I wanted to change it, I would go like this. This is off the charge. Doing this kind of backwards. This is if you charged. Cool. So we're gonna put him back as if he charged. And then our Bounderz, they get plus charge plus 1 damage too, right? So we're gonna take them off the charge. Gonna take them off the charge. So this is what 5 Bounderz do. Right? Not a ton of damage. Right? Like 5 Bounderz are going to deal 5 damage. And then they're going to do their impact mortals. So it's not... like it's not a ton. And then on the charge, this goes up to 2 damage. So, you know, they still actually have some pretty decent output. They still have some pretty decent output. What am I looking at here? Boom, boom. They still have some pretty decent output. Like, if they charge, like, dealing 8 damage, like, they're going to be dealing that 10 damage. You know? Do they have a champion? They have a champion, right? So this is actually wrong. This gets a leader bonus to attack, 1 attack. My numbers are wrong. Just by a little bit. Oops. Just by a little bit. That leader bonus matters. But just a little bit. And then let's say that we had 10 models instead. Right, if we reinforce this unit. And then if we charge. Yeah, I mean, like, look at reinforced Bounderz on the charge. Right, against a 4-up save. Yeah, I'm muted for some... I think I have a hotkey on my mouse somewhere that's, like, toggling a mute. I just found out what button it is. Well, it depends, because it's the edge of the base. If it's wholly within, then it's not the edge of the base. Then the whole base has to be wholly within. And if it just says within, then it just has to touch the edge of the base. So 10 Bounderz are still slapping. 10 Bounderz are still going to be dealing a ton of damage. Yup. Okay, and then what happens if we do them together? So this hit goes to 3s, right? If our Loon Boss fights immediately after, these guys get +1 to hit, but the companion weapon does not. So then we're still on 3 attacks, 3s and 4s, 1 rend, 2 damage on the charge. 3, 4, 1, 2. Yep. So, and this is only if there's 5. And then with the Loon Boss... Oh, it doesn't give me the combined damage? I want the combined damage. I don't want to do the math by myself. Well, whatever, because this is if it's the Loon Boss. Right? This is if it fights with the Loon Boss. It's a significant buff. I mean, is it a significant buff? Yeah, it is. So if Bounderz charge... If Bounderz charge... and they fight with a Loon Boss... they're gonna tip over that 10 points of damage barrier. This is why the math hammer is important. If Bounderz deal more than 10 damage, it means on a 4-up save, it means that if they run into a 5-up or a 6-up save screen, and there's only 10 of them, like let's say a unit of Hobgrots, a unit of Bounderz with a Loon Boss is going to blow up a unit of Hobgrots. And the Loon Boss doesn't matter, right? We just add 4.72 to the damage. So now we're actually breaking 15 points of damage. Not enough to kill 5 brutes, right? Not enough to kill 5 brutes, but almost enough to kill 5 brutes. Maybe if you get a little bit lucky. Right, because it'll be 7.8 plus 4.7. So that's like 13. And then from there, it's like a little, yeah, probably enough to kill brutes. And then what happens if we have 10 models? If we have 10 models and they're getting that plus... Like, it's starting to stack up. If we have 10 of them with the Loon Boss, we're breaking like 20... Like, even against 3-up saves, we're breaking like 20 damage. So this one-shot kills a unit of Ardboys. Right? Because we're 10 models times 2 wounds. Bounderz still slap. They just die on the clapback now. And then also don't forget too that if we really wanted to, whatever, we could throw 4 attacks. This is with Jaws of Mork. So we're really pushing damage here. Bounderz are still good. Ardboy Shield Bash goes before? It does. So maybe not. Fair point. But you get my point. Like, Bounderz are still gonna slap. And then the question then becomes, is it worth it to have a Squig Boss next to them? Or a Loon Boss next to them. So if you just have 5, you're adding an additional 2 damage. And if you have 10, you're adding 3 damage? You're adding only 3 damage. And you're adding... Right. I just want to double check this. 10 models, 3 attacks, 3 hit force, 2 wound, 1 rend, 2 damage. Yep. And then this is 3 attacks, 4, 3, 1, 1. Yes. 20.44. 20.44. And then if we lose that +1 to hit, we go to 17. So this is so it's a 3 damage increase if we have the Loon Boss with them. And then we're adding an additional like 5 damage. I mean, same doubt with heroes like Kill Boss, Stab Grot plus Gut Rip is. Seeing if worth taking the hero. I don't think the Kill Boss is. I think that +1 to wound on the... I think the Gut Rip are still primarily gonna deal mortal wounds. I think that Gut Rip are gonna be like Venom Encrusted Weapons, Reinforced Unit. Right, we're coming in, we're dealing like 14 mortals. That's where they're still gonna get their damage from. So I don't think that anything that's adding like to hit, to wound, whatever on Gut Rip is probably worth it. If they don't have Venom Encrusted Weapons, they're not dealing damage. So I still think that Venom Encrusted Weapons is really important. I stand by what I was saying about Sneaky, about the dirty tricks before. Like you have to like not just spam them. I think you have to sort of pick and choose when you're going to use them, and going, especially if you're going second. If you're going second, I think it'll be like a sneak and then a noisy racket. But if you can try to like sort of like not use one of those, I think so you can get that Venom Encrusted Weapon on a 3-up instead of a 4-up, I think. But if you use Venom Encrusted Weapons in both turns, I think it'd be nutty. But Bounderz still slap. Is it worth bringing a Loon Boss? Well, it depends on the points. It does push you over that. Like, it's not 20. It's this. Right? This is how much damage it's actually doing. Because they get to fight in tandem. And this is, of course, on the charge. So it's... like, it's a lot of... it's putting us over 30. I don't know, I'm kind of thinking yes. Because, like, it's interesting to think about how it works, because the Loon Boss is gonna add, you know, 3 damage onto a reinforced unit of Bounderz. And if you're gonna bring the Bounderz, and if you're gonna commit to this, I think you go all in. This is the kind of thing that trolls need. Trolls are gonna be able to hold their own objectives very easily. They're gonna be able to hold the middle of the map very easily, but they're gonna have a hard time striking deep into your opponent's territory and like blowing up their stuff. So this is where like a little unit like this. How many regiments do you think we played in Gits? Is the average army bring a low, drop 3 or 4 instead of just 2? I don't know. I have no idea. I have to wait and see. Like, I need to start making lists. You could probably get away with 2. It depends on who you're bringing. Like, if you bring Trug, it's like 2 units of Rock Guts and a Fell or a Dank Hole. It's like, that's 1 regiment. And then if you bring a Loon Boss and you bring like whatever, well, it depends on the heroes. It also depends, like, it's not going to be tied to one like hero per regiment. Like, I think Trug, for example, could probably take a Dankhold Trog Boss in his regiment. So you could do like Trug and 3 Dankhold Trog Bosses. And then it's like, cool, you know? So I don't know. It really depends. I really need to sit down and like think about that, and see like the lists. I don't know, what do you guys think? Do you think the Loon Boss is worth taking? Right? He's turning 10 Bounderz, dealing 17 damage on the charge, to dealing 25 damage on the charge. No, there's no max of heroes. You could take, for example, you could say that you're taking nothing but like any hero. You're just going to spam them to 2,000 points. And that's a legal list. Because they could just be, whatever they're called, auxiliaries. So it's like you just take a bunch of them and they're all auxiliaries. Right? There's, like, you can take anything you want in this edition. Your list can be any combination of any units that you want. If we're talking from a competitive standpoint, it's different. You have a max of 5 regiments. But they could just be whatever. I have no idea. Are you going to play for the underdog double turn playstyle? I doubt it. I think I'm just going to dominate my opponent by scoring all my battle tactics and denying them their battle tactics. And when I was looking through the underdog mechanics, there weren't any that, like, in the maps. Like, I know that you get an extra CP, which is strong, but there wasn't really too many things in the maps that I thought was, like, really oppressive. So I think it's better to play to win. For me, like, that's how I'm feeling now. I might feel differently later. But I think for, like, the way that I'm going to play in Cruel Boys is going to be, I'm going to go first. I'm going to play to win. I'm going to try to get max points. I'm going to deny my opponent their thing. And they're going to be the underdog the entire game. But I'm still going to beat them. I'm still going to stay ahead and win. That's how I think I'm going to play. I'm just going to, like, just beat my opponents. Because Cruel Boys are going to be really strong. 17 to 25 damage. And then there's also D3 Mortals on top of this. So, yeah, if you have a Loon Boss, you break the Ard Boys. Because it's 18, 19, and then a D3. So I think that it's like... The Loon Boss, I think, is bringing the Reinforced Bounderz over a tipping point. Now they can actually blow up a hammer. They can actually, or sorry, an anvil. And then take an objective because now they're 15 points. So if they can, like, jump in, and they're pretty fast, right? Like, they're pretty fast. D6 plus 6. And then you can re-roll the D6 if it's under the light of the bad moon. Reinforced Ard Boys necessary to make a reliable anvil? Could very well be. But if this thing charges into you, like, it's gonna hurt. Right? You're essentially just adding this profile to the damage that you're dealing. It's fine. I just want it to give me the total. I wish I could just drag the weapon profile up there instead. But pretty strong. Oh, I have no idea. I have no idea. I think it'll change a lot depending on the map and depending on the matchup. The battle tactics are easy. When you think about battle tactics, I think in 4th, you're not thinking about, like, what battle tactic can I achieve. You're trying to think about what battle tactic can my opponent not deny. There's going to be a lot of opportunities for denying battle tactics in 4th, is my prediction. Anyway, like, subscribe, wow.